Warning: the following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on the show are reflective of AJ Orsini and his guests exclusively. But seriously, guys, the show's called Uncensored. If you got a problem with bad language, I really don't give a shit.
Wow! What's this?
This is the North Pole.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Where's the snow?
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Make work your favorite. That's your favorite, okay?
Okay.
Work is your new favorite.
Fine.
It's time for the announcement.
Okay.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him. I know him.
He'll be here to take pictures with all the children.
Yeah.
Just keep your receipts. 10 a.m. tomorrow.
10 a.m. tomorrow.
Santa's coming to town.
Yes.
Can you sign this for me?
Oh, hi. Santa's coming.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and now your host, AJ Orsini.
How the hell is everybody out there? This is your boy, your man, your soul brother from another mother. This is your host of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. I am AJ Orsini, and I am here yet again to bequeath onto all of you episode 99, double nueve here with episode 99. Didn't think I would get this far. Seriously, how has the government not stepped in and stopped this from happening? I'm at episode 99. That's pretty fucking cool, to be honest with you. It's you're probably wondering, AJ, why did you put a Christmas clip in the beginning of this episode in the middle of fucking July? Well, next week is going to be like Christmas. 100 episodes next week. Literally from the moment I'm recording this. I am recording this Tuesday night, the 23rd. So 1 week from right now, I will be post-coitus at this time, meaning I will have made 2-hour love on the radio, or on Facebook Live, I should say, because I'm going to be in a radio studio, but we'll be on Facebook Live. 1 week from right now. 100 episodes, and dear God Almighty, how has the universe not collapsed on me at this point? How has the podcasting gods allowed this abomination to happen? I don't know, but I'm extremely happy about the fact that it has. I'm extremely happy that I've gotten this far with whatever the hell this shit is at this point. Orsini's Uncensored Mind has definitely changed a whole lot. A buddy of mine who is dying to listen to the 100th episode. He's briefly heard a few episodes here and there, according to him. But all the hype, everything that's been going on this past week about the 100th episode, he got a chance to listen to the LAX interview, which a lot of you who are listening to me right now who are new, who heard that one, and thought to yourself, man, I'd love to follow up and see what he follows this shit with. Not much. I got some cool shit planned for this episode, but it ain't nearly as cool as sitting down with 4-time World Tag Team Champions in LAX. Actually, they're going to come up a little bit in this episode, so put a pin in that. But I got a lot of new listeners, obviously, from 98. I hope you guys carry that momentum over to next week, to 100, because I have a lot of cool shit planned for next week. I'm actually kind of giddy. Next week is Christmas for me. Christmas come early. And I don't normally like coming early, but this particular scenario is working out gangbusters for me. I'm going to go ahead and start this off right now and give you that information again next week, Tuesday, July 30th. Let me pull this shit up right now in front of me. Why didn't you have it already up? I don't know. I had shit to do. Get off my fucking back. God. Yeah, so I thought I had it here right in front on the desktop. Do I not? I don't. Well, good thing I have most of it memorized because I'm a fucking professional. But yeah, it's easy shit too. So next week on Facebook Live, I will not be using MESN Radio, which is what I used in the past. We didn't get a chance to use that for the WrestleMania Roundtable. We had to make do for what it was. And it actually ended up working out better than the MESN Radio. So we're going to continue that momentum, and we're going to be on the official Orsini's Uncensored Mind Facebook page. Easy search. You can Google it. You can go on Facebook and search the page. There are two things that will come up Orsini's Uncensored Mind. It'll be Orsini's Uncensored Mind, just that, which is the page, and then Orsini's Uncensored Mind official group. This live stream will be on the page, not the group. I will share it to the group, but it's going to be direct live on the official Orsini's Uncensored Mind Facebook page. From there, if you would like to participate in the show, which I strongly advise, you can go ahead and comment in the stream. Last time we did the WrestleMania Roundtable, I was able to catch these comments live as they were coming in, which was really cool. Because it was almost like you guys were a part of the conversation, which is the point. If typing is not enough, if you've got some free time, you don't have a whole lot of shit to do, all you need to do is call in and join the show. You can call in 609-910-0687. I've used this phone number so many times, I've got it memorized. Now, do not... Listen, I'm upset I have to say this, but do not call that phone number right now to call into the show. First of all, I'm taping this almost 24 hours from when it uploads. Secondly, I just explained that number is for the 100th episode next week. That phone number belongs to the studio. Does not connect to me at all whatsoever. I will only have this phone number in my life for a 2-hour span between 5 and 7 p.m. next Tuesday. That's when everything goes live, and you can comment and you can go ahead and call in and give me your comments, your questions, your suggestions. If you want to call in just to shoot the shit, that's fine. Dial 609-910-0687. I've been practicing the slow down version because I'm so used to radio with the speed. I've been told many times I do the phone number too fast. So we're rehearsing. This is the dress rehearsal right here, folks. Episode 99. We're going to get all the bugs out right here, right now. So, yeah. So I was trying to come up with something because, let's be honest, I'm super excited for next week. And I was super excited last week because I got to sit down with some really good guys and do a fucking interview, which I haven't done in a long time. So I was thinking in my head, popcorn fart for this one, right? Because... what are you going to do? You know, what can you possibly do at this point that will it even measure up to next week? And it won't. I'm not saying this episode sucks because it doesn't, but I definitely had to sit down and try to figure out a way to make this just a little bit more interesting for me. And I figure if I could make it more interesting for me, I could definitely make it more interesting for you. So I decided to bring back a little something that we refer to as the lightning round. Yes, we're gonna do another lightning round. Wait, that didn't feel right. Hold on, let me see. The lightning round. It's not on loop, but yes, the lightning round. Now, for those of you who are new to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, I will explain the ways. Now, here it is. I've done 2 lightning rounds. So if you want to go back to hear the other ones that I've done, I'm going to go ahead and give you the numbers right now. Oh, here we go. So the second lightning round that I did was episode 85. It was lightning round 2. And then the one before that, the lightning round. Where are you? You bitch? Where are you bitch? The lightning round's somewhere around here. I have so many fucking episodes. Like I said, next week is 100. Next week is literally a fucking 100. There it is. The debut of the lightning round. So episode 79 is the debut of the lightning round. Episode 85, lightning round 2. And here we go. episode 99, lightning round number 3. Lightning round number 3 here in effect. Now, we're going to dabble again here into some pro wrestling, of course. So if you're not here for the pro wrestling stuff, bear witness, my friends. Give me some time to give you some new shit. But I'm getting into the 100th episode, so I figure the topic should stay to what my strength is, and it's the pro wrestling stuff. I'm going to start doing lightning rounds on other shit, and it'll be labeled from now on. I'm not going to keep them numbered. The lightning rounds that I do from here on out will be themed. So that it, again, it's all about challenging myself. I want to challenge myself. This is my 3rd lightning round, and they've been predominantly pro wrestling, so I'm not really challenging myself anymore by doing this, so I got to switch it up. But episode 99, I wanted to have some fun, so I'm going to stick with it one more time. But we're going to do a lightning round. So, explanation time. The lightning round goes as such. I have selected 15 pro wrestling topics at fucking random, okay? Well, no. Let me not say that. They're very specific topics, but I have them numbered randomly. There's no particular order to, order of importance or whatever. I literally just listed fucking wrestling topics. And I'm going to pull numbers randomly and do quick little promos on them. 3 minutes. I get a chance to talk about these topics for 3 minutes. I am timed. You will hear, let me see if I can play it. Here, 5, 4, 3, 2, here we go. Beep. That's the start of my 3 minutes. When I get to the end, let me skip ahead here. Yeah, when I get to the end, you will hear that annoying ass alarm clock shit you just heard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It gives me that sound. So that's how you know it's over, and it gives me a few seconds overtime, which thus far I've been really good at not needing. So we will see how far we get with that. So that's basically it. I get 15 topics, 3 minutes to discuss the topics, and then the buzzer goes off, and we are off to the next. So no rants tonight, as bad as I want it to, because that Raw reunion show was the shits. I wanted to I ranted the whole time I saw it. So I thought it would be better structured if I put myself under a time limit, and I broke up the points. Certain points of the show that I wanted to discuss. It's not all about Raw reunion. There are other topics here. I'm just saying those are going to be the more passionate parts of this. So I've already went through the rules. I've got my fucking Sesame Place cup filled with random-ass numbers in it. Yes, I used my son's cup because it was the only thing in my fucking reach that I could do this pure and down the middle. No bias. Straight randomization here. So we're going to go ahead and get this shit started. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull the number first. So there's no wasted time here. I have my my list. We're going to shake the cup up. Shake up Sesame Place. I want to go back. That place is awesome. Okay. First number we've pulled out here, number 12. So let's go and go ahead and get this started. Hit the button, maestro. There we go. Counting down. Number 12. I just read the... Okay. I just looked at what number 12 is, and this is a horrible way for me to start. But this is one of the topics I chose, so fuck it. We're going to do this. I just mentioned LAX. This is so bad. It truly is random, folks. I'm wasting time with this, but I am really taken aback as to how it was random, and I got this first. I just mentioned LAX at the beginning of this program here. I did the interview with them last week. Santana and Ortiz took the time to sit with me last week. We had a great conversation about a lot of shit that's been going on in their career. We made mention of the fact that we kind of came into the business together. We trained together. We broke in together. Obviously, they are far more successful than I have become in the pro wrestling business. But they're humble dudes, and they've always kept it neutral, and they've always kept it humble. They're really, really good guys, and I support them in literally everything they do. Having said that, I've got zero ties to Impact Wrestling, so I have all the room in the world to be as honest and as frank as possible. And by saying that, For those of you who did not listen to the interview last week, I did say on the show that as good a relationship I have with him on a personal level, I don't ask the questions. I have a podcast. I have a lot of people on my social media that are fans. I don't want to be the one that slips up on information. So I don't ask the questions. For whatever reason, and this is the reason why I wanted to bring this up on the show, because I did the interview and because I had made mention that I have a friendship with these two guys, I guess some people thought it would be a smart idea to just ask me right out, like straight out, if I knew what LAX's plans were for the end of their contract with Impact Wrestling. So as I stated last week, I don't ask those questions. And as Ortiz kindly pointed out, plausible deniability. First of all, for those of you who asked me, very disrespectful, because I would never give you that information anyway. Who the fuck are you? I would never give my friend's information to you just simply because you asked. Secondly, plausible deniability. I didn't ask, so I don't know. So you can save yourself the trouble now. I won't be breaking any news. I won't be spilling any beans because I legitimately don't know. And, to be honest with you, I don't want to know. I know, the only thing I know is when their contracts are up. That's all I know. I don't know if they're resigning. I don't know if they're leaving. I don't know what the case may be. I will say this. They are friends. I love them. I've been to their kids' birthday parties and vice versa. I respect them and I love them and I wish them the best, and I don't care where they wind up as long as they're happy. So if that means they stay with Impact, good. If it means they leave, fuck it. And time is up on that. I hope I was clear on that. I really don't want to have that conversation again. That was really disrespectful shit. Like, I got pretty out of character upset about that. You know, not angry as fuck. That wasn't Orsini that got pissed off at that. That was Anthony, and that was, I was not happy about that at all. So we're moving on. Let's not kill time here. I've drawn from the Sesame Place Cup, and I've drawn number 15. Oh, see, I wish I would have started with this. Okay, started up. This would have been a lot better start. Okay, so as I've mentioned on the show 1,000 times before I got into the business myself, obviously, I spent a lifetime being a fan. Okay, I'm 36 years old for as long as I can remember. Since the dawn of Orsini's existence, there has been pro wrestling. That's just the way that it's been. That's probably the way it will always be. It's to the point where my son gets irritated. If I put something on TV, he goes, "Is that wrestling?" And I say, "Yes." He goes, "Ugh." That's him. That's what my wife gave me, a son that dislikes wrestling. That's what I have to deal with now. But my whole life I've been a pro wrestling fan. And as much WWE as I talk, as much WWE as I followed, as much WCW as I followed, as much TNA or Ring of Honor, or whatever the case may be, my favorite promotion of all time, even to this day, and I've been pretty open about this, is ECW. It's always been one of my favorites. It was so gritty. It was real. I mean, being a teenager in the 90s and having ECW in your life was just visual sex, just every Saturday night at 2 in the morning on the MSG network on syndication. ECW was one of the greatest promotions, if not the greatest promotions of all time, in my opinion. Bad business, a lot of things everyone already knows. We don't have to break that down. I only got but so much time. Why do I bring this up? Well, Evolve, for whatever reason, I'm still unclear as to why and how this fucking happened, but Evolve had a very big show on the WWE Network. Yes, we know we have ties, but still doesn't mean, it just still doesn't, I don't know how to explain that fucking show. It's not one of the topics, because I really didn't feel like doing 3 minutes on it. It felt like an Evolve All-Star game, you know? It actually felt like One Night Stand a little bit. All these old Evolve guys who got signed coming back and having these matches. It was just weird. Anyway, the high point of the entire show for me was the return of Paul Heyman, who was visually emotional. I also have to take a side note. Introduced by my man, Brian Idol, Mr. formerly known as Earl Cooter, who helped me early in my career as well. So super happy to see him on the WWE Network. That was a fun little moment. And then connecting him to Paul Heyman was even better. But seeing Paul Heyman all emotional and telling the whole story and yada, that was a mark-out moment for me. I could take or leave that show as a whole. It wasn't a bad show. It wasn't the greatest show either. But having Paul there in the ECW arena, those fans, those rabid ECW fans chanting those letters one more fucking time, that was a great moment for me, and one that I hope to talk about again next week when I get more people around me, because I'm over the nostalgia of ECW. I am, but that was nice because at least that I hadn't seen before. Paul being back. There you go. See? All right. I'm not gonna keep listening to that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go into the Sesame Place cup. We go. By the way, this cup not cheap over there. The food over there is not exactly dollar store food. It's not exactly gourmet either. It's weird. All right. I don't have to shit on Sesame Place to get this done. All right, number 8. Let's hit the button here. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about here is this is the first time we're talking about Raw Reunion. Okay? And I labeled this because I don't write out, I just write bullet points. I don't write fucking things out for this show. I do my show fucking off the top of my head every single time. An hour and a half, 2 hours, because I'm just that fucking good. But I wrote bullet points, and for number 8, I wrote pot joke. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because what is a better example of the person in charge of creative for the WWE is just too fucking old and too fucking behind than the kind of weed joke that we just fucking got. So, set the stage for you here. We're doing Raw Reunion. Montez Ford, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, who happens to be a full-time member of Raw somehow, some way, I guess. They're on every fucking week, but they haven't wrestled any matches, and they're still the NXT Tag Champs. We just went through this with the War Raiders, but they vacated the belts because the War Raiders moved up. We had a ladder match to determine the champs, and the winner of that ladder match not only became the champs, but got promoted as well. It's fucking convoluted as fuck, but that's neither here nor there. Montez Ford is walking around. He finds his partner, Angelo Dawkins, who was applying eye drops to his eyes to insinuate he's trying to be rid of the redness. And then it proceeds to explain that he's been hanging out with Rob Van Dam and a litany of other legends that he name-dropped just for facial reaction from Montez Ford, who's the greatest facial expression guy of all time. That fucking guy is amazing. He's hilarious. Nonetheless, they actually thought this joke was going to be funny. And if it wasn't for Montez Ford, it probably wouldn't have gotten many laughs, literally, at all. It would have gotten crickets. And the reason for that is because it's a weed joke. It's a weed joke. The minute he said, I was hanging out with Rob Van Dam, that was the big wink. The big get it because Rob smokes weed. And my whole reaction to this whole thing is throw a dart in society today and show me a fucking guy who fucking doesn't. I know there are a lot of people out there that don't. I'm just saying, weed today is something you have in your medicine cabinet next to the Tylenol and the shaving cream. It's just for a lot of people, it's an everyday thing. And you know how far behind at times you have to be to think that was going to get a big, was that supposed to be like a big shocking, oh my God, they're getting so raunchy, they're getting so edgy. They hinted at something that's been blatantly said on television for well over 2 decades. No one gets higher than Rob Van Dam. RVD had a fucking 420 shirt in ECW. You're behind on the weed thing, guys. It isn't funny, because it was funny 20 years ago. See, that's the beginning of the rant. I'm glad I got a hit with that, because I would have, I'm telling you, this is going to get nasty in here in a second. I'm going to shoot a fucking promo on fucking somebody. All right, I've got this is a happy one. Let's start the clock on this. Number 3 is the one that I rolled out here. There we go. And our topic brings us back to the WWE just for a second here, and we're going to talk about the big bad baby face, as I've been calling him, because I get confused by him every single time. Except for right now. Right now it's pretty blatant. But Kevin Owens is in the midst of a babyface run right now, which is ironic because he was a babyface when he returned from his injury. And then he turned heel so that he can face Kofi for the championship. And then he did. and then he refused to go to Saudi Arabia, so that killed the push dead. Then he's off TV for a week or two, and then no, not even off with TV, because he was doing the wild card thing, which he shit on Raw. I have that clip here in one of the episodes. So he was still doing a heel shtick, and then literally there was like a switch that was flipped, and all of a sudden he's just this humongous babyface that not only requires Shane McMahon to bump around and be a fucking crash test dummy for, but it also requires, apparently as of tonight, the rub of Roman Reigns to be seen as a top babyface by the audience. What the fuck is happening with this? I don't know what's happening here. All I know is that he has to be a babyface, right? Because he's using the stunner. And could there be a more babyface maneuver than the Stone Cold Stunner? Listen, Stone Cold Stunner, Swanton Bomb, I'm trying to think what else, Rock Bottom, Low Down for a little bit. These would all be Jeopardy answers for the question, what are the most infamous backyard maneuvers of all time? The Stone Cold Stunner being done by Stone Cold Steve Austin means something. It's been done by a million other people. It's not like it was handed down or bestowed upon Kevin Owens, although they did have a window for that at Raw Reunion, in which case they neglected to go in that direction. But it wasn't like it was bestowed upon him, like when Flair gave Miz the figure 4, which was quickly abandoned because no one gave a shit that Miz could do a figure 4. Because, again, everyone does a figure 4. It's the same thing. You know how many fucking people do stunners in the wrestling industry? You think the super kick is fucking overdone? Everybody's got a fucking whippersnapper now. And Kevin Owens is, to be honest with you, not the best. But it's so funny because I've never seen anyone ditch a great maneuver for a subpar one. And I'm not saying the Stone Cold Stunner is subpar. I'm saying Kevin Owens' stunner is subpar. It's dollar store brand. And his pop-up power bomb was way better. Even as a babyface, I don't understand why as a babyface it wouldn't work. Batista bomb was great as a babyface. Yeah. So, confusion. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I'm leaning more toward the positive side because, you know, I'm an optimist. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to look toward the positive side of shit. We have our new number here. Let's click this button. Number 11. Oh, this is okay. All right. Number 11 is a plea. I'm going to make a plea for any upcoming wrestlers who are in schools right now training to become the next WWE superstar, or whatever the case may be. If you're young, if you're coming up in the system, I am going to make you a plea. If you train with the right people, and it turns out that you might not be as skilled, or as charismatic, or as unpredictable as a top guy would be, if you find yourself in a position where you realize you're probably never going to be the WWE champion, there's still work for you, folks, because Lord have mercy, do we have a drought. Man, do we have a situation here just unfulfilled here. Long gone are the days of the jobber. We need some more fucking jobbers. And I mean good ones. I don't mean people who are just willing to lose. That's not what a fucking jobber is. A jobber was just short term for enhancement talent. Meaning, your job is to enhance the fucking talent. The good talent. That's your job. Your job is to make the good talent look great. If you know that you're not going to get there, and that's the hard part, because a lot of people, they come into the wrestling business, they go to the schools, they pay the money, they train, and they don't do these things to be a job guy. You know, a lot of guys, they go to the schools and they travel for the most part, all these long distances. They do these things so that they can eventually become WWE superstars. They want to make the big bucks. They want to get on TV. They want to do all this cool shit. And sometimes your ambition does not mesh well with your skill set. And sometimes you just have to come to the conclusion that that's just not going to be for you. But you can still make a success out of yourself. You can still make a living in this industry by being enhancement talent. You know how hard it is to find good ones? And again, I don't mean guys that are just willing to lose. I mean guys that show up to the building, know full well their job is to get this guy over. I'm going to lose to him, but let's lose in the best way possible. So this guy becomes a star and ends up making money, not only for himself, but for the fucking company. And if the company makes money, then I make money. You understand how this works? Yeah, I'll do the job and maybe I look goofy doing it, but you know what? I get paid. You know, every good guy has a villain. Every top guy needs a jobber. At some point in time, you got to meet up with them. Someone that's got to be fed to you. You understand what I'm saying? We need a surplus. we need Uncle Sam needs you to do the job, baby. Let's pull our Sesame Place cup out again. Number 4. What's going on with number 4? Okay, oh boy, not so good. Okay, so we're gonna talk a little AEW right now. That's right, we're gonna talk a little AEW. I have been open-minded about a lot of shit, and we've been talking. I did a Double or Nothing show. I did a Fighter Fest deal. There's been so many things going on. I talked All In. I've been doing so many things AEW recently. The one thing I did not do, they just recently did the charity event, Fight for the Fallen. I did not see it. And to be honest with you, I don't really have any intentions of seeing it. I'm just going to put it out there and be honest. The other ones I went out of my way to make sure that I saw because I wanted to be up to date. I wanted to see what the product does and blah, 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 blah. Again, I've been doing this a long time. I kind of have a gist of what they are and where they're going. But I am anticipating the zag. You know, understand what I'm saying? You know, when you thinking someone's going to zig and they zag instead, you think something's going to happen a particular way, and then boom, they hit your left field. I have a feeling AEW is going to do this, okay? AEW needs the weekly television show. Without the weekly television show, you're just putting spot shows together, and to be honest with you, I don't really care for it. I'm not saying that they're bad matches. They're not. AEW puts on really good matches. I'm not saying they have bad talent. They don't. They actually have a pretty talented locker room. What I'm telling you is that I have seen wrestling for over 30 years. There isn't a whole lot happening inside that ring that I haven't seen before. What makes great matches is emotion, story, the matchup. I mean, just I need to know why I should care about this. Which is why the weekly television is going to be huge. For me, or for fans like me who really tune into wrestling for the storylines, who really tune into wrestling for the personal issues, the back and forth. You know, I'm going to best you, or I'm going to get out of your shadow, or whatever the fuck. Right? Just some form of fucking back and forth. And not just scheduled 6-mans or 4-ways or triple threat tags or whatever the fuck they've got going on. That's all fine and dandy. The athleticism, it's all good. It's not bad. I don't care. I need the storylines to care. And I think we're going to get that. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the television show to start. Now, as I'm recording this, it's Tuesday, the 23rd. Tomorrow, TNT is advertising an announcement for AEW, and I'll post it on the Facebook page. But until then, I don't know much else about this television show, but I need it. Yes, I do need it. Okay, look, listen. I get you. I understand you, Clock. If that is your real name, can we mix this around? I don't want to. This needs to be random. I need fair. They can't see me because it's audio, but I got my hand here right down the middle. Like referee Alphonse. Here we go. There we go. Number 5. What we got going on? Ooh, we're back to Raw Reunion, baby. We're back. When last we left you, Raw Reunion was giving you weed jokes. Now, we have another topic to talk about. This one I put on the social media. This one I put on Facebook. But Alundra Blaze was on Raw. And am I bugging? Because I could have sworn last week they announced a match between Alundra Blaze and Becky Lynch. And I get to Raw and nothing. I don't know if someone didn't get cleared or not. I don't know if it was Alundra who didn't get cleared or Becky. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. But I'm pretty sure a match was advertised and it never fucking happened. So there's that. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about, for many fucking years, Alundra Blaze, or Medusa, or whatever the fuck you want to call her, she was blackballed. Blackballed, which is a euphemism for banned. Get the fuck out. You are not to be spoken of. She didn't exist in the WWE for fucking over a decade. And the reason for that is because she legitimately took the WWF Women's Championship at the time, this was the late 90s, and went on Nitro and threw the belt into the fucking trash, which was hella taboo. If I can get Valley Girl on you for a second, that was just hella taboo back in the day. You don't throw belts in garbage. I mean, the bin, it was literally just a plastic bin and a fucking plastic bag. There wasn't any actual garbage in it. But it's the symbolism of it. You're throwing it in the trash, right? She left the WWF. She's going to the WCW, where the big girls play now, or whatever the fuck she said that night. And they blackballed her for forever about that. Then, along the way, she got back into the good graces of the WWE, and she's been making appearances, and she was at Evolution, and the Royal Rumble, and little by little, they just kept including. So on Raw Reunion, they did this whole deal where she wins the 24/7 title, and immediately when she won it, she says the sentence, "Don't worry, I won't be champion long." I thought that was a fucking slip. I thought that was a mistake. I thought she meant I'm going to be champion for a long time, or whatever the fuck. But she was dead ass serious, because then she goes to the announce table outside with the belt, and she redoes the trash bin shit. Now, she didn't put it in the trash this time. She got interrupted by Teddy DiBiase, who purchased the belt from her. But I'm thinking to myself, didn't you blackball this fucking woman for this shit? And now it's funny? Now it's ha-ha? You almost ruined her fucking life over this shit. She couldn't get work anywhere because the WWE was fucking blackballing her. But now we get to laugh about it. Just silly shit, Alundra. That's fucking goofy. I hated that shit. Don't fucking cut me off either, you motherfucker. I'm in the middle of a goddamn promo, you piece of shit. I don't even know why I'm that bad at it. I'm the one that turned it on. Here we go. All right, Sesame Place. Rattle it around like my balls. Rattle that around a little bit. Here we go. Number 6. Love it. Ooh. Now, we're back to the negativity. Here we go. Number 6. With a bullet. All right, so number 6. Number 6 is a disappointment. That's what number 6 is. So, I put on Raw. We're going to start at Raw Reunion from the beginning here, and I hated Raw Reunion from the word go. I hated it. Because I'm done with the nostalgia garbage. These superstars they bring back only really cater to one audience. The ones who are old as fuck. Like myself, who've been doing this for forever, who grew up with these 90s guys. But you know what? You've paraded them around so much. The fucking missed this. The cool part about nostalgia shows is getting to put generations together you wouldn't normally see. You know, that's the real draw to it. You know? The young guys meeting the old guys and coming back and blah, 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 blah. So when you had, like, I don't know, the 25th anniversary of Raw, right? That makes sense to bring the old guys back at the celebration of 25 years. So bring the best stars 25 years. 1,000 episodes of Raw. Raw 1,000, right? Big time special deal. I was in Myrtle Beach. Cool shit. A lot of fun, right? I will even give you the benefit of the doubt when they did the first old school Raw. And they did the ropes and the old trons and blah, 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 blah. This was just, I don't even know. It was just random ass, bullshit ass. What do you call this? Pandering. Yes, that's what word I'm looking for. It was just bullshit ass pandering. The one part of all this that got me actually excited was when they announced that Stone Cold would be there. Because I'm thinking to myself, that's awesome, right? Because Stone Cold doesn't go to these things anymore. Stone Cold just doesn't appear on WWE television all the time. He picks his spots. So for him to be there, I'm like, all right, this is going to be cool. This is going to be fun. I can't wait. Plus, the last time I saw him, which was the Raw 25, his segment was the best segment. And it burned the whole show out because they had that segment first. So when they announced that he was going to be there, and then I'm watching the show, and they're like, yeah, Stone Cold's going to be last, I went, oh, that makes sense because he blew everybody up last time. So I waited. I watched the whole fucking show, and I waited for Stone Cold, and here comes Stone Cold with that BMF walk, and he's hitting turnbuckles and doing all his usual shit. He's slapping beer and all this other stuff, and then he proceeds to tell the whole world that if Stone Cold's not going to get up there and get all sappy, and then he proceeded to be sappy as fuck. What happened? He didn't stun one fucking person. He didn't kick nobody. He didn't do nothing. He ain't even set someone up to get their ass whooped. He just went in there and told hotel stories for what seemed like forever. I turned it off. I was mad as fuck. I don't know if you saw my social media, but I was mad AF. I was AF as fuck. Listen, I'm not going to tell you this shit again. Stop it. There's a stop button, and I'm going to use it. Ooh, we drew number 1. 1. Okay, so this one is going to be tough to get in 3 minutes, but let's go ahead and give this shit a try. So every now and then I'm scrolling through the Facebook, every now and then I'm getting through the social media, and I see fans throwing up these pictures of, of ratings, house show draws, how many people were in attendance for this show, and what did this TV show rating, and you see the WWE is going downhill. Look at the ratings. They dropped. Look at the ratings. It went down, 0.12 from the third hour. I'm like, these people are breaking down the economics of the WWE viewership. They've got the charts. They've got fucking evidence up the wazoo. Photo evidence of tarped off seats. It's like this fucking movement to just discredit the WWE as hard as fucking possible. And hey, I don't work for the WWE. You guys want to shut that place down, that's on you fucking guys. But with me, I don't really give a shit. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really care. It's funny to me, to be honest with you, that people will tell me to my face that the WWE is losing business. They're losing business. Meanwhile, their quarterly reports are going up. So if the house shows are drawing less, how are they still making millions upon billions of dollars? And the reason for that is because they're making money in other areas. This is the same people that will use house show numbers as evidence that the WWE is going out of business and doing poorly will ignore your claims when their favorite indie company or Impact or whatever failed to draw a building that only holds hundreds. And they've got every excuse in the world. Well, they're an indie company and blah, 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 blah. It's the WWE. They're supposed to be big time. Well, everyone's losing. Everyone's losing attendance. Have you seen a fucking baseball game recently? There's nobody in the fucking seats in the beginning of the season. I mean, postseason usually, they catch up. But that's not WWE as well. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, maybe SummerSlam coming up in just a few weeks. Those buildings will be full. But your everyday average WWE event, no. There's too much money to be made outside of the house shows. We got to stop living in the 70s and 80s. That whole, the Seth Rollins didn't draw the house. Could you fucking stop? Okay, they don't design this shit like that anymore. There's no one guy who's going to put butts in seats. Okay, I know I put a post up on Facebook stating that that's the champion's responsibility, but that's me being old school. WWE does not operate the way that I operate, or does not hold itself to the standard that I hold myself to when I think of champions and draw. They don't look at it that way, so we shouldn't either. I'm going to stop you right there, big guy, and I'm going to go back into my sippy cup. This isn't a sippy cup. It's a Sesame Place cup. How dare I disrespect the good name of Sesame Place with Sippy. I drew number 9. And I kind of already went down this road a little bit with Stone Cold Steve Austin stuff. But I'm done with the nostalgia. You've butchered it. You've butchered it. And I kind of mentioned it a little bit also with the ECW stuff. I think Taz said it the best. Taz said it on his podcast. I wish to God that ECW would just fucking die. Because the more people fucking hang on to it, A, the more depressing it gets because it's gone, and B, it loses its this mythical place that existed that unless you were fucking there, it's really hard to fucking explain. Think about it like the example that I always use for people to try to figure it out. It's like Woodstock. You know, to someone like me or to someone like who wasn't old enough to be during that time period, Woodstock just looks like a bunch of people who got together to do some drugs and to just listen to some live music. Right? It was just an excuse to go out there and just fucking get zonked. But for people who were there, it was a lot more than that. It was like an experience. It was a part of your life that accelerated, it changed, your life just became enriched, it became different during this time period. And having this in your life changed forever. People who went to Woodstock never stopped talking about it. It was one of the greatest experiences of their life. Any ECW fan you find right now will tell you the same. Warm beer, no air conditioning, 110 degrees in these venues, barely a curtain for the wrestlers to walk through. Locker room was either usually like a custodial room or the actual like parking lot in the back, or whatever the case may be. And yet, still, it's one of the great. I don't know how to explain it to people. It's one of the greatest experiences of my life. It's the one thing that I'm glad I don't have anymore because too much of a good thing can be bad. But for a few years, those were just the best years. And when you continuously keep over and over one-night stands, Extreme Rules, whatever the case may be, the more you do it, the more you dilute it, and it means a whole lot less during that time period. And that's where we are with the WWE. Rolling these old heads out here every single time out. When you first did it and they started mingling with the young talent, you had something there. You really, really fucking did. But it's over. I know people will sit here and say, well, I mean, they were taking spots from the younger guys. I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried for the legends. A lot of these guys, they still make money on the indies through Comic-Cons and conventions and signings and Q&As. And it's just, if you fatigue me, I won't buy your shit. I think that last line settles it. That's what I'm trying to explain here with this bullshit. Come here, Sesame Place. I gotta put something in this cup besides numbers. Oh, this should be a fun one. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Yeah, number 7. It's the number I pulled here, number 7. All right, 3 minutes on this conversation, but I'm going to end it in 5 seconds. We hitting bitches now, right? Is that what we're doing now? Is that back on the table? Are we smacking women now? Are we back to that? Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's not exactly shock TV for me, but I'm sure the women and men who grew up in the era that is PG never saw this before. And of course, I gotta take it back to Extreme Rules. Baron Corbin laying Becky Lynch out with the End of Days. Huge pop from the audience. Completely shocked by this. What shenanigans. I mean, I grew up in an era where we powerbombed elderly women off of stages. But sure, a front bump for a girl is kind of dangerous. Which is the next thing that made me fucking die laughing, because the whole Raw, we're getting told that Becky's hurt. Becky's injured. She might not make it to Raw. The way that we're talking, you can kind of finish your sentences and be like, yeah, Becky's dead. Becky's dead. She died from that End of Days. You know, it's almost like this evolution is not really. It's a marketing thing. I'm telling you, they don't really care. Okay, this women evolution, right? They had their own pay-per-view. The women are main eventing shows aside from WrestleMania. Like, think about that. Women just main evented to WrestleMania, but even before that. You know, with Evolution, the pay-per-view, and headlining Hell in a Cell. These women are more athletic, These women are tougher than they've ever been. They're wrestling in much stiffer matches around the world on the WWE schedule. Okay, the women today are top-notch professional athletes, and yet taking a simple front bump from a grown man was enough to basically kill her or put her on her deathbed. You might as well have just pulled the plug on her, because she's just vegetating in that state that she's in. Oh, and by the way, after they sold it all like that, she was back out walking to the ring. 2 segments later, talk shit with Natalia. Whatevs, right? Whatevs. She might be dead. Comes out in that segment. Oh well, okay, there she is. She's here, folks. The man. Jesus fucking Christ. Enough. That's the theme of this entire show. Enough. Stop lying to us. Stop treating us like fucking morons. Please. Becky Lynch is not the biggest woman in the world, but she could take a fucking front bump. For Christ's sake, we hitting women now. We're back to that. Jesus fucking Christ. Come on, you got me all hyped up over here. So, first of all, you turn off, clock. Pissing me off, too. You're going to get these hands sooner or later. I don't talk enough Braun Strowman on this show. Well, he doesn't give me enough to talk about. We're number 10. We're number 10. Start that clock up, bitch. Because I'm running behind on time now because of your dumb ass. And we are once again talking to the architect, the man himself, Seth Rollins, the architect of the Shield. He once again made headlines, made news, if you will. He did a radio interview recently where they asked him about Jon Moxley and the AEW, and he made a lot of comments pretty similar to the shit he's been saying for weeks. But the one comment struck me in particular. It actually struck a few people because people were talking about it online. The line of Jon Moxley joined the other team. He's trying to take food off of my table. But then followed it with, I'm happy for him. Listen, a lot of the backlash that he got for that comment is people took that comment the wrong way. People were responding with food off of your table. You're making millions of dollars a year. How are you going hungry just because your friend got signed to a different company? You're missing the point. Completely, actually. You're out of the loop 100% if you didn't understand that reference. That is an old school reference, food off the table. It's a competitive thing. That's it. He doesn't actually mean that Jon Moxley is sneaking into his home Hamburglar style with rubber gloves or whatever, leather gloves or whatever is keeping his fingerprints off of the items, writhing his hands menacingly, trying to figure out how he can pull that old Houdini trick and pull the curtain out from underneath the plates and da-da-da-da. That's not what this is. He doesn't figuratively mean remove food from his fucking table, you morons. He's not going to go broke. He knows that. That's not what he meant. What he meant is he sees AEW as a competitor. And he should. Because it's another pro wrestling company that has a network deal that'll be seen on TV every fucking week. Thus, by default, competition. So, you're signed and committed to one side of the team. I love the fact that people will consider it a war, but fail to understand what war is. War is a battle between two entities, which means AEW is not the only entity at war. The WWE is also at war, and I would think that they are free to go about their business any way they wish as it relates to competition and what they say and don't say on fucking television. Now, Seth hasn't mentioned anything about them on television, but radio interviews behind the scenes, he's said his fair share, and he's free to do so, because John has said his fair share. AEW has said their fair share. WWE is not just going to sit back and just let these motherfuckers come in and talk shit. Hence the DX Hall of Fame thing. Yeah, get ready for real war. That's what we're talking about here. Let's pull this number out. I'm going to pull this out of your ass. What was it Steve Austin said? Pull that finger out of your ass. Love that fucking guy. I don't like when he tells hotel stories, but I love that fucking guy. Let's start this up. I have pulled number 14. So let's get down to business. Number 14. We're going to dabble a little bit into the world of Ring of Honor for just a second. For those of you who all know the story, I didn't talk about it much here on the show because, quite frankly, I just didn't give a shit. But the outcome I cared about because it's an odd outcome. Not odd in the sense that I didn't see it coming, just odd in the sense that they decided to make a big deal out of telling everybody. So, short version of the story, Ring of Honor's doing a show, Allure, the team of Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, and Mandy Leon are doing the ding in the ring, and their heels are getting booed, blah, 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 blah. A particular fan started getting on Velvet. Velvet fires back. They're going back and forth. He says something to the likes of fucking that fat fuck or whatever the fuck. It's referring to her boyfriend, which is Blu-ray, blah, blah, blah. So the story took a turn when the guy in question started tweeting out the steps or the road to, that it ended up being for him as far as being disciplined. He was in the audience. Security pulled him. They took him to the back. Bully Ray himself kind of dressed him down, and then they sent him back to go, quote-unquote, be a fan. And that was the end of it. Or so we thought. Because like I said, the guy went online, tweeted a bunch of shit. He ended up getting tickets from Kevin Owens for, I don't know, some fucking reason. For whatever reason, I don't know. But the idea here is Ring of Honor had announced they were going to do some sort of internal investigation as to what happened and what broke down, why this happened. And the guy took the social media, in which case Bully also took the social media, only to just identify the fact that, he was going to be exonerated, he didn't do anything wrong, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Ring of Honor's press release comes out, and they've concluded their investigation and then failed to really describe what kind of investigation they were talking about. They didn't divulge any information as to how they were investigating, whom they were investigating. They just said they concluded the investigation, and they made some apologies, and they admitted that he should have never been brought backstage, which I agree with. He shouldn't have been brought backstage. There are plenty of opportunities for you to confront fans. You don't need to do it during the course of business in the area of business. He brought that guy in there to scare the shit out of him. It worked by his own admission. He's a bitch. He gets it. He understands it. He didn't shy away from it. He didn't ignore it. But, he felt like he had shit he had to say. I love the press release, which is why I'm talking about this. Because it was basically, he should have been brought backstage. He shouldn't have been brought backstage. We've reprimanded him. That's about it. And then they just go about their fucking day. What was the point? Why waste everyone's time? We knew you weren't going to do shit. Bully's the fucking booker. This guy's a fan. Clearly you weren't going to do shit about it. I just don't like the fact that they're drawing attention to themselves by not doing something about it. Yeah, that was a gigantic waste of time. And if you don't fucking stop, thank you. All right, Cup. We've got 2 left here. And, 13. All right, so 13 and then 2. Those are our last ones. So we'll do 13 right now. Go ahead and hit the old button there. Number 13. I should have gave this a different number, to be honest with you. But I'm looking through the feed here. I decided to look things up to make it official. But I'm seeing here the Briscoes have won the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship for the 11th time in Ring of Honor. I just did a whole bunch here on nostalgia. And I know a lot of people don't consider the Briscoes a nostalgia act because they're still in their prime, they're still active. I consider them a nostalgia act. I've gotten the chance to work with them. They're really good dudes. I don't mean any disrespect, but they have been in Ring of Honor for so fucking long. And I know people will say, well, you don't give The Undertaker or Kane or whatever the fuck grief for being in the WWE for quote-unquote so fucking long, right? You don't give them a whole lot of fucking beef, or you don't give them a whole lot of fucking issue. I don't. So I don't want to come off hypocritical here, but at the same time, I feel like there's a problem in the Briscoes winning tag belts for the 11th time in the same company in which they won those belts, 15 years ago? Maybe? No, yeah, about 04, but yeah, somewhere in that range there. 15 years? And this is coming to where one of them is a former 2-time, I believe, Ring of Honor World Champion, who is once again stuck in the tag team division. None of this follows is my real problem. None of this follows because he's up, he's down, he's up, he's down. Mark Briscoe's he's very consistent. Plays the chicken deal really good. Jay's the one who's up, down, world champion, tag champion, world champion, tag champion, storyline, all kinds of stuff. I'm happy for them because they won a tag belt that really means a lot to them, and I wish them nothing but success. But I really wish they would go somewhere else and do something else and freshen that pot up and get some real opponents. I'm not saying Ring of Honor doesn't have ring opponents for them, but it just doesn't look right. The Briscoes have been here for forever. They've competed against the best tag teams in the world and beat them. And those guys they beat all left, became big stars somewhere else, and they're still in Ring of Honor. Which, as we talked about on the show, isn't going up, it's going down. So there's just a really big part of me that wishes that they would take the time and make an opportunity to try some other stuff out. That's it. All right. We're down to the last one, number 2. Let's start this bitch up. No Sesame Plays Cup right now. Get away from me. Number 2 on the docket. This is the final bullet point for us to hit. And I could not be happier that this was last because we're talking about a positive thing. It's good to end on a strong note here. Number 2, The Fiend. Bray Wyatt has given us something really, really fucking special. And I would like to clarify why. So, if you follow the show, then you know I never once shit on the Firefly Funhouse stuff when it first started. I didn't shit on it. I just kept saying, I'm open-minded. Let's see what happens. Let's see how this turns. Let's see where this is headed and how they execute all this. And I got to tell you, the execution of this entire thing has been perfection. From the Firefly Funhouse to the development of characters to debuting the puppets backstage to showing up as the Fiend finally and taking out Finn Balor. That mask is fucking OD. The look, everything about this shit looks fantastic. But I want to clarify. Something. Because a lot of people was like, I love it. It's so dark, it's so brooding. That's actually not why I like it. It is. But it's actually not why I like it. I like this character because this character was developed. It was developed. I'm into the character because I took the ride. They went completely left field, which shocked me, but I gave it a chance. And because I gave it a chance, I was able to take the ride, episode by episode, week by week, puppet by puppet, muscle man dance, all kinds of crazy shit coming at us, right? And because of that, now that we're here with The Fiend, I'm so invested. Which, again, goes to the old adage that we've been saying before. The story matters. The story matters. At first, no one understood it. Be honest. Be honest. No one understood that shit. No one understood that shit. But as time developed, as the story is developed, and the characters, and all the different ways that he did shit, now that we're here, what an amazing ride. I know he's going to fight Finn Balor. At first, I thought they were going to do Demon versus Fiend. I get the vibe now that's not going to happen. It'll be regular Finn versus... thank God it's not Sister Abigail. Remember, it was supposed to be Demon versus Sister Abigail or some shit like that. Thank God that didn't fucking happen. But yeah, it's going to be The Fiend against Finn Balor at SummerSlam. And I'm enjoying this ride, and I can't wait to take the ride a little further. That is... Wait, no. I didn't set it up on time. That is the lightning round number 3. Even lightning Lightninger. I don't know. Sounds French when you say it like that. But I've had a blast. This was actually kind of fun, considering this is right toward the end here. And again, listen, this is the last time I'm numbering it. We're going to be doing themed versions of this down the road. We're going to do some altering, more interviews, more different styles of shows, changing some things around, fresh voices on the show. It's going to be a fun ride, guys. Thank you guys for being a part of this for as long as you have. 99 episodes, over a year, well over almost 2 years. You know, we're doing a special 100 July 30th, and then October, what's that, like 3 months from now? We're doing another fucking special for 2 years, 2-year anniversary. I'm excited. Next week is July 30th is where we're going to go live for the 100th episode. We're doing that again on the official Orsini's Uncensored Mind Facebook page between 5 and 7 p.m. We start at 5. We end promptly at 7. I have to get the fuck out of the studio, so it has to be prompt. I got to stick to my times, baby. Right? So that's what's happening next week. Also, as a reminder, this one right here that I'm doing is the last Wednesday episode. I cannot keep doing this on Wednesdays. Unfortunately, my school schedule coming up will not allow it. Also, to be honest with you, I kind of don't want to do it during the week anymore. I'm so exhausted from all the things that I have to do between work and parenting and all kinds of shit. It was a fun run with Wednesdays. It meant a lot to me to do it on Wednesdays. I've explained that story before. I'm not going to explain it now because I'm probably going to explain it again next week. But it meant so much to me to be able to have this project be done on Wednesday and do the whole Wednesday night deal. I can't even really put it into words. Next week's going to be very emotional for me. I'm going to try to contain it all in, but it's going to be a whirlwind for sure, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, this episode right here is the last episode that will come up on Wednesdays. Episode 100 will go live on next Tuesday, and that episode will be uploaded for the weekly episode Saturday. The following. I'm not explaining this right. Let me pull this up. Let me give you numbers. Okay, so yes, this is going to upload the 24th, live the 30th, and that episode, the live 100th episode, will be uploaded to Podbean August 3rd. Now, as another reminder, just real quick, August 3rd, 2 weeks from that, I'm on vacation. So I don't know how the episodes are going to work out at that point. I've been doing a lot of cool shit with the lapel mic recently. I tried it on one of the other episodes, and I don't know if you noticed, I got 2 different variations of audio. I figured out how to kind of get around that, so I may still do something while I'm in Florida. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to figure this out together as familia. So, again, next week, guys, tune in live, 100th episode. I'm fucking beyond pumped and psyched for this whole shit. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for sharing. And, of course, thank you for enjoying episode 99.
At my house. Listen to my daddy so. Or see me extra line.